In the early 2000s, bodies of women began appearing across Missouri and Illinois, dumped in vacant lots, along back roads, and spread across multiple jurisdictions that weren't connecting the dots. The victims were all vulnerable women struggling with addiction, and the killer stayed invisible for years. Then, a taunting letter sent to a newspaper led investigators to a suburban basement hiding one of the most horrifying crime scenes they had ever seen. Tonight, we examine the case of Maury Travis. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought BTK was the only silly fuckboy who incriminated himself by trying to be a slick, taunting asshole, stick around. Tonight, we've got another dipshit ultimately foiled in the end by his own arrogant sloppiness. This is Necronomipod.
Well, after 7.5 years, the time has finally come to pop our cherry. We are doing our first live show.
What? Are we?
Saturday, July 11th, the House of Blues in downtown Cleveland will host the first ever Necronomipod live event.
How about that?
How about that? Hopefully it's not snowing.
Anything's
You never know
possible in
anymore.
Cleveland.
But we're pretty excited about it. We got, it's 2 months away. So
Yeah.
we got time to prepare, get ready for it. It was an opportunity that came across our plates, and we're like, let's give it the old try.
Yeah. Might be
So-
good. Might be bad. Could be a total disaster.
Most likely it'll
No,
suck.
no guarantees. No, we've never done that before. So, yeah,
We're very underwhelming people in real life.
that's also true.
That's one of the truest things. I don't have a lot of words about it. I'm super excited about it. I don't have a ton to say right now on the
That's
show,
all right.
but I am very excited for it. It's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
As nerve-wracking as it is to think about, it should be
Yeah.
a fun time. Anytime we've met listeners or hung out with them, even in small groups, it's been good.
And we'll make it fun.
Speaking of small groups, this is not like the big House of Blues venue that we're playing. This is going to be more of an intimate setting. Tickets will be very limited for this event.
Foundation room event.
Foundation room event, which was our choice, by the way, for the first show. We wanted to just kind of, keep it more intimate, see how things go. So tickets will be limited. We will be doing a pre-sale for our patrons starting Wednesday, May 20th. Patrons will get a pre-sale passcode and a link to where they can purchase tickets. And then sale for the general public will be 2 days later on Friday, May 22nd. So check us out on the socials. We'll keep you posted on that. If you're a patron, look for that pre-sale code. But if you're interested, if you're not a patron and want in on the action, sign up patreon.com/necronomicpod and you can get a pre-sale code as well.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do like an Andy Kaufman bit and get up there and just stare at the audience for a while and then yell and stuff and then leave. No.
I heard
we're not doing that.
I heard once that, who was it? Oh God. Who's the dude that owns NWA? The singer.
Oh,
Billy Corgan.
Yeah.
What band is that?
Smashing Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins, I heard once for an encore, just got on stage and played kazoos. Maybe we'll just do that.
That dude's a fucking tool.
Other than the fact that he loves wrestling, he doesn't seem very likable.
I like Smashing Pumpkins, like their first couple albums, but other than that, he's a fucking tool.
He's a weird guy. I saw him a couple years ago when he opened for Green Day and he brought out some wrestlers and they were doing wrestling moves on
That's
stage.
right.
It's very strange.
Yeah. People going to a rock show don't want to see that.
Yeah.
Well, we're not
Silly.
going to do that either.
No. There is a pretty good chance there's no wrestling matches involved. I'd put it at 60-40 right now.
Will a wrestler be in attendance?
Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe.
Are you
We know a
are you
couple.
are you right now stating that Dwayne the Rock Johnson might be at our first show? Can we put that out there?
Yeah.
We're going to be
Go
like when Michael Scott tries to get Jerome Bettis to come to his hotel room party.
He's like, no, please don't do that.
Please don't tell anybody that. Oh, all right. Well, it's hopefully exciting for everyone out there. It's exciting for us. Nerve-wracking a little bit. Got a lot of work to do to get ready for it, but it'll be a good time. So keep following us on the socials. We'll keep you posted.
That's it.
That's it. Speaking of The Rock, I watched a little bit of the Kevin Hart roast. Did you guys see that from Sunday?
I did.
I didn't see any of it. I did see a headline, though, about Kanye being called a gay Nazi or something along those lines.
That's true.
Was it Pete Davidson that said it? Pete Davidson was the best one that I saw. It's a lot more watered down than they used to be.
Was it on Comedy Central?
No, it was Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And like the crowd, it was like a ton of like A-list celebrities. And like you could tell they were uncomfortable with some of the jokes. The comedians were like all apologizing after. Like nobody hit it hard and was like, fuck you, I don't care. Like they needed like a Greg Giraldo. Like he was the best.
Yeah.
It just felt watered down a little bit. I don't know. It was okay.
Dude, Greg Giraldo supercuts are amazing.
God.
I watch those at least once a year, just like the super cuts of his roast.
It's absolutely brutal.
Yeah. And that's what it's just a roast. Nobody takes it personally. You don't need to apologize after every fucking thing you say.
Some of the Draymond Green jokes were pretty funny.
He was good for, you mean like him when he was.
No,
I thought
when
he
they were
was pretty
burying
decent.
him. He did all right, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was some funny stuff. Everybody had at least a few comments that made me laugh.
Yeah.
But overall, just the vibe of it was like, I don't know. Those old ones just felt like more raw and dirtier and like you really wanted to rip someone's head off.
Yeah, there are some classic ones in the old days.
Yeah.
Even Greg Giraldo's just straight stand-up back in the day was super funny.
I don't watch a ton of that. I'll have to check some of that out.
He's a very funny guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He OD.
I think he did.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of feel-good stories.
We went from announcing a live show to ended on Greg Giraldo dying.
All right. And it's not going to get better from here. There's going to be a lot of death today. So before we get into all that death, I did forget to mention, if you're interested in coming to our live show that weekend in Cleveland, there is also an oddities convention that some of you people might be interested in, given that you listen to us and everything we discuss. So it's a huge weekend in Cleveland, Ohio.
Clearly.
The weekend of Saturday, July 11th.
Dude, those things are like horror, like a haunted house for me or something. All those dead animals everywhere.
Is that what they have at all that stuff?
A lot of them. Or they'll like, like freak show stuff, like taking a half of a dead monkey and half of a fish and making like a mermaid, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So
I might have to mosey on down to the convention center while I'm there.
it's cool shit, but I don't like walking around with dead animals.
Well, another selling point for people to come to beautiful Cleveland in July.
That's right.
In the summer of 2000, bodies started showing up around St. Louis. Not all at once, not in the same place. That's part of why it took so long for anyone to connect them. The St. Louis metro area is a patchwork of jurisdictions. You've got St. Louis City, St. Louis County, Ferguson, East St. Louis across the river in Illinois, and a dozen small municipalities in between. Different police departments, different corners, and none of them really sharing notes. That's something that we've talked about for years in these serial killer stories. The first victim was Mary Shields. She was 61 years old. Her body was found in East St. Louis on July 31st, 2000. Then the next was Cassandra Walker. She was 19. Her body turned up in Washington Park, Illinois in March of 2001. Alyssa Greenwade, 34, also in Washington Park, was found on April 1st, 2001. She had ligature marks on her wrists and ankles. Then 2 weeks later, Teresa Wilson, 36, was found nude near a roadside in West Alton, Missouri, by a man cutting grass. Betty James, 46, was found in St. Louis on May 30th. She had a tire mark on her leg. Verona Thompson, 36, was found on June 29th in West Alton, just 16 feet from where Teresa Wilson had been left. Yvonne Cruz and Brenda Beasley were both found in East St. Louis. Yvonne in August, Brenda in October. Yvonne was 50, Brenda was 33. All of them were black women. All of them were sex workers struggling with addiction. Most of them were left nude, dumped along roadsides or in vacant lots. Some of them had been out there so long that figuring out how they died wasn't possible, but the ones that they could tell had been strangled.
Did anyone take a look at Nelly to see if he may have been involved? It's the only person I know from St. Louis.
Dude, he was like getting primed right here, right? Like this was like peak Nelly. He didn't have time for all this.
Chingy was from St. Louis, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Was he a part of Nelly's group?
No, I don't think so. I just think he was from St. Louis.
Was all a Cash Money? Like, was Nelly Cash Money?
St. Lunatics.
St. Lunatics. That's what I'm thinking of.
Cash Money's like Louisiana guys, right?
Is that where they were?
Like Lil Wayne and
Juvenile and yeah.
Okay.
I think they're from Louisiana.
I
I'll
could
look it
not.
up.
I cannot confirm that.
I love that Lil Wayne just doesn't know anything in life. Like he doesn't know his lyrics. He doesn't know shit. He just fucking hangs out.
New Orleans based. BG, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Hot Boys.
Where are they from?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, so you were right.
In the mix of all these victims, there was also a survivor. On April 4th, 2001, a 44-year-old woman was found near death in East St. Louis. She had been strangled, but she was alive. The problem was that she had gone long enough without oxygen that she was left with severe brain damage. So she wasn't able to tell police who did this to her. By the fall of 2001, investigators across jurisdictions started comparing notes and realized what they were looking at. Former St. Louis Police Captain Harry Hager said, quote, "By the end of the summer, it was one after another. We were really shocked by the monthly occurrence that a sex worker found nude, sometimes undetermined cause of death or strangulation, would turn up in a multitude of jurisdictions." What they're looking at, though, is a serial killer operating in at least 7 jurisdictions across 2 states.
Communication is key. Need to talk, people.
It is hard to pin stuff down with such a big area like that. You guys remember the movie Trespass, Ice-T's movie? That was in East St. Louis where that hidden gold was in that old abandoned building in East St. Louis. That's an awesome movie. Go back and check that one out.
I don't recall that one. I did see a clip earlier today of Boys in the Hood. I haven't watched that in a while. That's a really good movie.
The FBI got involved. Federal and local agencies formed a task force. FBI agents John and Melanie Jimenez, a married couple, were a part of this. The task force canvassed the Stroll, which is a section of North Broadway in the Baden neighborhood of St. Louis, where sex workers and drug dealers operated openly. Kind of like that, those open air places we've talked about before.
Yeah.
I might have talked about this before, but there's a guy on TikTok that I follow, like, vicariously to see what goes on in those places. Like he'll strap on a GoPro and get on like some little dirt bike kind of thing and like tear through those places just to see what's going on. It's pretty scary.
I've seen some of those clips.
Yeah.
Maybe not that guy, but some things like that. And yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking.
Those places are not for us.
No.
I would not do that. I'll just watch on my phone.
Yeah. I'll lay in bed and watch the guy on TikTok do it.
Yeah, right. Good job, buddy. You go get him.
Throw him a like.
Yeah. Not a follow, of course, but a like. I'll give you a like, bud.
I like this husband and wife team. They get to work together. Hey, what do you want on a date night? Let's go down on a stroll.
Let's go canvass the area.
See what it's doing.
They had one piece of physical evidence. They found DNA from an unknown male on the bodies of Yvonne Cruz and Brenda Beasley. They sent it into CODIS, which that's the national DNA database, but there was no match. The killer wasn't in the system. They also found 2 sets of tire tracks. A Goodrich Advantage tire had left a mark directly on Betty's leg. Near Alyssa's body, they found a Bridgestone Potenza tread. 2 tires, possibly from 2 different vehicles owned by the same person. What is a Bridgestone Potenza?
Bridgestone is a kind of tire. I don't know what a Potenza tread means. Probably just the style of it, the tread.
It could also be the same car and someone got a flat and they bought a used tire or the cheapest tire and put it on. I mean, cars can have 2 different things.
Bridgestone Potenza tires are premium ultra high performance tires designed for maximum traction.
So you need a lot of traction when you're running someone over. So that makes sense.
Goodrich Advantage sounds like the middle of the line. No, this is the Advantage. It's not the Plus. It's the Advantage.
Strictly middle of the road. You get a good deal.
Car talk with the Carhartt boys. But boys is spelled with an I and a Z, so people know we're cool.
Boys. I used to listen to Car Talk on NPR. Did you ever listen to that show?
I remember it. I didn't really
Those
listen.
guys were good. Yeah.
As much as I love like motorsports and I can watch any kind of like racing, I'm not a car guy.
Yeah.
I'm just not into it. Anything I know about cars, I've just learned from watching NASCAR, and they'll talk about, things.
Secondhand osmosis knowledge that just brushed off onto you.
But even now, there's nothing, stock about a stock car. So they're just these little machines they build that have nothing to do with everyday life.
That's right.
So it won't help me at all if I end up broke down on the side of the road.
Yeah, like how they have like Toyota Camry on the front of a car. It's like that's not a Camry.
Yeah, it's not at all. No, it's not at all. Yeah. Like, where can I get one of those? Like, well, you can't.
Right.
By early 2002, the task force was still working with almost nothing. 3 more unidentified women turned up between January and March, found near Mascoutah and Columbia in Illinois. All skeletal remains, nothing that they could ID with. The press started calling the unknown killer the streetwalker strangler.
Of course they did. They probably fucking had hard-ons for that.
Yeah.
The person that coined it was probably so proud of themselves when they came up with that one.
But this is classic, the victim pool is the victim pool we've talked about, in almost every serial killer story over the years. So there's not a ton of, some of these women were reported missing for weeks, some not at all.
Yeah. It's not necessarily all hands on deck type investigations.
Right.
Half these women don't have anybody even reporting them as missing, so police aren't, having someone at their back about it.
And definitely not the lead story on the local news that night, right?
No. But that guy who coined the term, he's had a good day. he is feeling. We went home. He told his mom all about it.
He's still patting himself on the back to this day.
Oh.
That was the end of the reporting. That was it.
That was it.
Coined the name.
Yeah. He probably was cool. Like around the office, he's like, oh, SWS, Streetwalker Strangler.
Trademarked it.
The editor's like, yeah, story's over, pal.
Circling back to Alyssa Greenwade, she was 34. She had 2 kids and had just gotten out of jail and unfortunately was back to using crack again. She had been living with a St. Louis minister named Reverend Anuka Manguzi, who took women in that were struggling with addiction. On the night she was killed, Alyssa called Anuka from a man's phone. She sounded excited. Then she put the man on the line. He told Anuka, quote, "You don't have to worry about her tonight because she's with me and she's safe." Less than 9 hours later, her body was on a back road in Washington Park.
Yeah, that's pretty dark, huh?
Yeah. In May of 2002, a St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter named Bill Smith decided to write a profile of one of the victims. He chose Teresa Wilson. Teresa had a normal childhood. She grew up roller skating and going out to movies with her best friend. She got pregnant at 17 and dropped out of school. She had a daughter named Chastity. Cocaine got a hold of her, and she turned to sex work to support a habit and the baby. A local man saw her working the street and gave her a job at his bike shop, but she started stealing cash and forging checks to get drugs. So she lost the job, her daughter was taken away, and by the end, Teresa was just in this whole system, in this cycle. Friends offered to help, but she turned them down. Bill's article ran in the Post-Dispatch on May 19th, 2002. Teresa's daughter, Chastity, wrote a tribute that ran along with that piece, and then less than a week later, Bill received a letter on his desk. The envelope had an American flag stamp upside down. The return address read, I Thraldom, 325, 331 Lafayette Street, New York, 10012. That address doesn't exist, but thraldom means enslavement. It also used the name of a bondage website.
Wait, hold on. Spell it for me, please. Slowly, please.
I was watching It's Always Sunny last night, and do you remember the one where they're trying to find this dude online? They're trying to find the guy to shush him back, but they're finding out the profiles are various other people that
I
are
don't
like
remember
pretending
that
to
one.
be him. But this girl's like, oh yeah, he put my naked pictures online. Like he's a real scumbag. And Mac's like, really? What site did he put him on?
I do remember that.
How gross of him. What site was it?
Your old friend Kevin's probably on Thraldom if you want to reconnect with him, Ian.
Oh, I'm sure.
I want to look it up, but I'm a little afraid to. Like, how bondagey is this going to get? As soon as I see nipple clamps, I'm throwing up.
The letter was postmarked from St. Louis, and there was a note inside, and the note was typed in red ink under a graphic of flowers in a beehive with almost no punctuation. It said, quote, "Dear Bill, nice sob story about Teresa Wilson. Write one about Greenwade. Write a good one, and I'll tell you where many others are to prove I'm real. Here's directions to number 17. Search in a 50-yard radius from the X. Put the story in the Sunday paper like the last."
Oh, this guy now, he's getting off on all this attention.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, and if you're going to send it from New York, you got to make the effort and drive or fly to New York and mail it. You can't just mail it from St. Louis, guy. What's the point of that?
I don't think he knows how the post office works. He's like, but I put New York on the envelope.
Right.
These guys always think they're so smart.
I know. Come on, man. A little effort. Lazy.
Folded inside the letter was a map. A small X was drawn near the St. Charles Street on-off ramp along Highway 67 in West Alton. Bill turned everything over to the police. They searched the area around the X and found skeletal remains of an unidentified woman just across a road from where Teresa and Verona had been found. The letter and map had no fingerprints, no DNA, anything like that, but he'd been careful with everything except for the map. Someone had trimmed the edges of the paper to hide where it came from, but a cyber crimes investigator with the Illinois State Police spent hours checking every online and CD-based map service he could find. That's dating this, right? CD-based map.
Those are up to date all the time, right?
He figured out the map came from Expedia.com. Like now with AI, right? That takes like fucking 2 seconds to accomplish. But this back in the day, like that is awesome police work.
Oh, absolutely.
Pouring through all that data and figuring that out. At the time, Expedia used Microsoft as its map provider, and the maps were proprietary. Expedia was the only place offering that exact style of map.
Boom.
Federal investigators subpoenaed Expedia and Microsoft. They wanted to know every person who had searched that specific area of West Alton between May 19th, when Bill's article was published, and May 21st, the postmark date on the envelope. So that's 2 days. One computer had downloaded that map, one IP address.
Uh-oh. One, you say? A singular person?
It belonged to a dial-up customer of an internet provider called UUNet, which was part of WorldCom. UUNet's records showed the username for that session was MSN/Maury Travis. Just fucking use your full name.
Dominoes are just falling right in place.
That's as bad as me signing up for fucking Kevin's website with my real email.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but now that you mention it.
Microsoft attached the name to the account, Maury Troy Travis of Ferguson, Missouri.
You are the downloader.
And the IP traced to a residential address in the 1000 block of Ford Drive, and the home belonged to an older woman. On June 4th, the task force put the house under surveillance. While the house was under surveillance, while they were looking at everything, investigators noticed the man living there took out the trash regularly. So they came up with a plan. They stopped the garbage truck about a block away and told the driver that they wanted to ride along. Then they had him pick up the only trash from the Ford Drive address, dumping it into a brand new empty container in the back of the truck so it wouldn't mix with anyone else's garbage. Inside the trash, they found a plastic spoon. DNA on the spoon matched DNA from Yvonne and Brenda. So now they had their guy.
Sneaky, sneaky policemen.
Yep. The man living at 1001 Ford Drive was Maury Troy Travis.
That's the same name
wound,
as the MSN session username. Whoa.
You are really connecting the dots tonight, pal.
Well, the police
Good
are
for
teeing me
you.
up tonight. They're on it.
I know this is like a rare serial killer one where there's not really too much fucking around here with this.
Yeah.
Just got to get cute. I'm going to send a letter to the Post-Dispatch or whatever it was. Okay.
It really was. It was like once they figured it out, a perfect investigation, and then you get to the very end of this. And it's like, oh, well, drop the ball.
It is pretty incredible.
It's a little teaser, sorry.
Tracing that map back, though. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean,
that's really smart stuff.
I hope that guy got a promotion.
How many years ago is that?
Was this 2002, 24 years ago?
That's a lot of data just to sit there and go through. There's no AI automation for that kind of shit back then.
Fucking nerd. He probably loved it.
Getting all the CD-ROMs out and shit.
It was the high, like that was like the peak of his career, right? Like he got to do exactly what he wanted to do and loved to do.
Solved it.
Maury was born on October 25th, 1965 in St. Louis. His parents, Sandra and Michael Travis, lived in the Carr Square public housing complex just northwest of downtown. It was a low-rise development built in 1942 for black families. This is segregation times. Not great, but the family moved to a small ranch house on Ford Drive in Ferguson in 1975 when Maury was 10. His parents divorced in 78, and then his mom remarried and divorced again in 1993. Everyone who remembered Maury as a kid described the same person, very quiet, polite. A neighbor said he would mow her lawn without asking twice, stuff like that.
A good young man.
Yeah. He volunteered at nursing homes, churches. His high school English teacher was apparently the only teacher who could remember him at all. She called him, quote, incredibly quiet for a teenager. Everybody else just kind of drew a blank. Like he's just
a forgettable person.
BTK, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
You said in your intro, BTK.
Yeah. Fuck boy.
Yeah. He's kind of a mishmash of a couple of these assholes. There's a little bit of everybody in here. It's a little Lonnie Franklin.
Sugar and spice and everything nice.
Yeah. After high school in 1985, Maury joined the Army Reserve for 2 years, then worked as a trucker and a dental and medical assistant. By 1987, at 22, he enrolled at Morris Brown College in Atlanta, a small historically black college. He was studying business. That's where stuff kind of went off the rails for him.
Do you think you ever had a truck driver floss your teeth as a dental hygienist? That seems like like it doesn't get much crossover in occupational.
I like to think he wasn't doing it at the same time, though.
Well,
he's not coming off the road.
Sure, I didn't know.
After doing a week on the road and just comes right back into the dentist's office.
No shower.
Oh, they get so close to you too. They're like right on top of you as you're laying in that chair.
Horrific.
When I was a kid, I had braces. I don't know, 9, 10, 11 years old. I don't remember.
Right around the time you were shitting your pants on the front porch.
Roughly, maybe. I'm not sure how it works out timeline-wise, but
I like to put context to things.
At the orthodontist office, they had like their assistants that would help with everything, and there was this one that was super fucking hot.
Yeah.
And the orthodontists were all just, it was a dad and a son, and they were just old men at different times, make different jokes. And as she was like changing the rubber bands, she's like, all right, you're good enough now. Now you can change them with your teeth. And I was like, oh, please change these with your teeth. Please change these bands with your teeth. Please change these bands with your teeth. You're like fucking the Sandlot when the boy fake drowns. That's right. I was like, oh, please. Thanks, Doc. You got my back. She was about to fucking make out with me. She did not. They did not do that. Probably not very ethical.
Yeah, what were you, like 10?
Dude. Yeah. I'm probably pitching a tent in that seat.
Might be possible.
It was my first non-Shawn Michaels boner.
These days, there's fucking smoking hot teachers banging middle schoolers left and right. You were just born too early.
Every day that those stories seem to be coming out.
Constantly.
Now this, I don't know what, I guess dental assistant, orthodontal assistants. I don't know what they're called.
Dental hygienists.
Is that what they're at the orthodontist office? Probably. I don't know.
A little elevated if you're at the...
She was changing bands and stuff.
Yeah.
Now with her teeth, unfortunately. Missed out on that fucking one.
I wonder what she's up to now.
Yeah, I do think about that sometimes.
Do you?
I do now. I mean, I probably haven't thought about that story in 20 years, but then when we're talking about these dental assistants getting right up on you, like she could have got up on it.
Now thousands of people are wondering what's going on with her, what she's up to.
Now everyone is thinking, isn't that crazy? Like she has no idea who I am. And now everyone's thinking about this lady.
Maybe she does. Maybe she listens. She's like, that's that fucking nerd. The braces, I always had to fix his rubber bands.
She specifically remembers me and my braces. They're treating kids all day long.
Kid tried to put his thumb in my butthole while I was fixing his teeth. I remember that kid.
You got to respect the effort, right?
Yeah. When he shit his pants in the chair, we had to clean it up.
So while Maury was in college, stuff went off the rails for him. He started doing coke. He later told a judge that it was a $300 a day habit. During spring break in March of 1988, while home in Ferguson, he robbed 5 shoe stores over a course of 8 days.
Oh my!
Yeah, he hit up Payless and shit. He used a plastic toy gun. He's lucky he didn't get himself fucking killed.
Yeah.
I love when these guys do this dumb shit. Like, I'm by no means tough. I've never even held a gun in real life, but come on. If you're going to fucking do something, like, why are you going in here with a plastic gun?
You're going to look real stupid when someone pulls a real gun out and you're fucking shooting caps.
Blast you. So like, is that a red cap on the end of your gun, nerd?
It's like lightly spray painted.
It's like one of the old cowboy ones. So it's like the white handle with the silver and it's like the bright orange cap.
The detective who ended up arresting him said that Maury was, quote, respectful and quiet and reserved. He was not your typical type of criminal.
Oh, should have let him go then.
Yeah. In 89, Maury pled guilty to 5 counts of robbery. Community members wrote letters to the judge asking for leniency, and one of them came from U.S. Representative Bill Clay. How this worked is that because Maury had done stuff like all that church volunteering and things like that, community members wrote to Bill Clay like, hey, this is happening, Bill Clay. Then I'm sure had his assistant write it and then stamped it. You know what I mean?
Probably something like that.
Yeah. But regardless of all of this, the judge gave him 15 years in prison.
Oof.
That's a long time.
I don't know, man. You're running around, even though it's a fake gun, you're still scaring the fuck out of people, holding them at gunpoint.
They can't get you on gun charges, can they? Come on, defense attorney Dave.
I don't know. It's a
Is
good
that
question.
like menacing or something, maybe?
They'll get something for it.
Oh, yeah,
but-
you're getting in trouble.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not an actual gun.
I bet it's still considered armed robbery, though.
He's probably saying, "Well, I can't control what they think. It's just a plastic toy.
I
Could
just
have been a banana. If they're afraid of that, they're going to give me the money."
I just asked for money. I didn't demand it. I didn't have any means to coerce them. It was a fake gun, for God's
I
sakes.
politely gestured with a plastic toy.
I was role playing.
All right, we'll be his defense attorneys.
From Farmington Correctional Center, Maury wrote the judge a 3-page letter begging him to reconsider. He said that he thought about killing himself daily and cried himself to sleep most nights.
Do it.
I mean, yeah. These guys, they always are all feeling bad for themselves all the time and stuff. He said that in this letter, too, that the conditions were unbearable. And if it weren't for a cellmate, like he got lucky and had a nice cellmate, that he would have killed himself after the first day. He's not cut out for this.
Yeah, it ain't day camp. It's not day camp, Junior.
No, dude, you fucking armed robbery, like kind of armed.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be fun. He served 5 years and 3 months of his sentence and was paroled on June 14th, 1994.
Much to the detriment of society.
After his release, Maury moved into a duplex on Lucas and Hunt Road in Ferguson. His neighbor, Reverend Linda Harrison, said there wasn't, quote, the tiniest problem with him.
You sure about that?
Anytime I hear someone say something like that, I immediately think of Charles Ramsey with Ariel Castro and stuff. It's like, I barbecue with that dude every day.
Every day.
It's
another guy. Speaking of who you think about where they're at today, I think about Charles Ramsey often.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he had, I believe, with his money he had gotten, bought a house in Brunswick.
Oh.
And frequented a restaurant/bar that I knew some people that worked at, and he would be in there often. And the last I heard, I believe he had spent all of his money and had to move again.
Oh, that's sad. Dead giveaway.
I don't know if that's all true. That's just what I had heard through the grapevine.
I believe everything I hear through the grapevine, so I will take that as gospel.
I drink everything through the grapevine. I'm a wine connoisseur. What do you want from me? Some Mad Dog 2020. The good wine.
Good stuff.
Mad Dog.
Boone's Farm.
And Boone's Farm.
She recounted an incident where she was they had like a shared basement doing laundry. And when he came down the stairs and he startled her, he apologized so much after that every time he came down the stairs, he would start humming or singing so she'd know he was coming. I think because she's a reverend, we'll talk about his motives later. I think there's like how he treats women thing going on here, why he's so wants her to not be afraid of him.
Give him a medal. What a guy.
Yeah, right?
Dude,
you're missing the point, man.
He's so swell.
Maury, you're missing it, dude.
I got
you. You're not missing the point, Maury. He's missing the point of how to treat women. So he eventually went back to drugs, violated his parole in 1998 for drug possession, then went back to prison until January 1999. He violated again in November of 2000 for the same reason and was locked up until March 19th, 2001. That November 2000 to March 2001 stretch in prison miraculously lines up exactly when there was a pause in the killings.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. When he got out the last time, he moved back to his mother's ranch house on Ford Drive. He got a job as a waiter working at the Mayfair Hotel downtown, and later the Holy Mackerel restaurant.
Get it? The name?
WHOLLY. Holy mackerel. Very clever.
He drove a black 2000 Mitsubishi Eclipse that he washed in the driveway constantly. Big thing for him.
Fucking Mitsubishi Eclipse. Don't we make fun of that car all the time on the show?
I have before. He used to drive one.
So we've talked about this a lot. Yeah,
I
those
did
little
have one.
things. You feel like you're literally sitting on the road. They're like so tiny.
So in Wintersville, Steubenville, Ohio Valley, there was
That's the Gould area, right?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
The Gould region of America.
all the cool people would drive Mitsubishi Eclipses and hang out in a certain parking lot, and that would be their weekend activity.
I believe it.
You know, the people that called me homophobic slurs all the time.
Oh my God.
That's what they would drive Mitsubishi Eclipses. And
Meanwhile,
I don't think that you were behaving like that in
Not
your
me.
Eclipse. Yeah.
No.
he was not at those Gold meetups, is what we're saying.
Maybe I was.
He
pal.
might have been there. You don't know.
What if he was?
In the Eclipse circle jerk that they had going on.
Did you have ground effects on it?
I did not. I had a cheap.
Did you have a subwoofer in the back that rattled all the
I did not.
windows?
It had a 6 CD changer in the trunk, though. That was
Nice.
pretty cool.
Well, that's all right. In the trunk?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess if you have 6 in there, you don't need to
Yeah,
change them.
yeah.
That's nice. You just got to think ahead of time. Like, what 6 albums do I want to listen to before this 12-minute ride to Walmart?
That's exactly right.
That's pretty fucking sweet back in the day, though. Before
liked
the invention of even MP3 players, right?
Yeah. This
Was that
90s?
Could you still just get like the CD one that like plugged into your radio? Did you have that, Ian? I had friends that had just the little CD player that you like popped in and out of your like console. It was just like a one disc thing. But this was before like every car just had CD players on. it.
My shit was like fucking crazy bootleg. Like I had wires hanging out of my shit. Like I rigged it up myself. Yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is like, did you have to have it in the trunk? Was there setups back then that you could have rigged it like Ian and had just like one in the car? Or was it like all like kind of had to be like a trunk thing?
I think it had one up front, but then you could go to the 6.
So you were
CD
seven
in the
discing,
back.
seven
I think.
discs.
I don't know. A long time ago. What kind of janky car was that?
That was a Chrysler K car.
Oh, a K car
with bench seats.
Oh,
damn.
The whole fucking thing
Fuck
slid up.
Wow.
He was fucking in there.
That was my first car. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was all right. I ripped the fucking radio out of it to put a CD player in, and like it wouldn't fit. I'm like, damn. So I just like left it sitting on the floor with these fucking wires hanging out, and would just switch it out. Like
Did it still work at least?
Yeah, it worked.
Fuck it.
No wonder they called you a fucking.
Jesus. Hopefully people know you actually played a beep and didn't actually say anything that we're laughing at.
There you go.
If I would have had a car with a bench seat like that, I for sure would have gotten that dental assistant.
Probably.
She would have fucking changed my braces with her teeth.
Be like, you see that Lee Iacocca K car special out in the parking lot, Toots? You're going to be fucking in that in like 4 minutes.
Be fucking
As soon as you get my rubber bands on.
fogging up the windows, doing the Kate Winslet hand on the back window like Titanic scene here in a little bit.
All the
It's your lucky day, girl.
bunch of cigarette burns all up in the like the ceiling of the car and shit.
I could smell the inside of that car.
Dude, it's gross. Terrible.
Plot twist, that lady's in federal prison right now because she raped the next kid. Cause she wanted to fuck you, but you didn't make your move. So she got caught fucking the next kid in the chair.
Huh. Could have been me.
Yeah, could have been.
She didn't realize the fucking apron was like 13 inches higher than it had been at the start. Come on, lady. Be more aware of the surroundings. It would have been really weird because like you didn't even have a special room. It was a big room with 6 chairs lined up. There's people just all there. Like I'm 3 feet away from another kid who's, getting his shit fixed. I'd have been down with it. Don't get me wrong. Like an audience, fine. I perform well with an audience. As we see now with Cucks Across America.
Yeah. Ma'am, don't worry about the people walking around. Just
We got to start using more beeps. They're so fucking fun. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're here to remind you that life is a journey. Some days are good, some days are bad, and some days can just feel totally overwhelming. Whatever you're going through, it's common to feel isolated and like you have to figure things out on your own. But the truth is, no one has all the answers, and no journey should be alone. Having someone with you to listen, to understand, and to support you can make all the difference. May is a great time for some self-care, a time to check in on ourselves and see how we're feeling and where we're at right now. If you happen to be feeling anxious, stuck, or unsure, those feelings are more common than you think, and you don't have to deal with them by yourself. If it feels like you could use some extra support, why not give BetterHelp a shot? BetterHelp has been helping people find their match for over 12 years, having served over 6 million people globally, and has a 4.9 out of 5 rating with 1.7 million client session reviews. If you're looking for quality, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. And to get started, all you need to do is fill out a brief questionnaire, and you'll be matched with a therapist that is tailored to fulfill your needs. You don't have to be on this journey alone. Find support and have someone with you in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/necro. That's betterhelp.com/necro.
So back to what we were talking about. He drove a Mitsubishi Eclipse. He was always out there washing it and shit. Just normal guy.
yeah.
At some point, he had a girlfriend named Felicia who was also struggling with addiction. She had later told ABC's Primetime that Maury was a good person who wanted to help her get off drugs and start a career as a nurse. A longtime friend of Maury's, Khadijah Massey, told the Post-Dispatch the same thing, quote, "Even when he did the armed robberies, he never hurt anyone. He's not aggressive. He's not a big guy." But Felicia said Maury became threatening eventually, and she moved out in March of 2001. That is coincidentally the same month that Cassandra Walker's body was found.
Do you think she left after he then got out of prison? Because he got out in March of 2001. Like, do you think she timed it so that she was gone before he came home?
Maybe.
He never got a chance to say bye, Felicia.
We don't know. That's what I'm asking.
He could have.
We could have.
Yeah.
A coworker named Dave Wutcher said Maury warned him about crack and heroin, told him that they were, quote, the worst thing that God put on this earth. Maury talked about his car every day.
That's different from what I've heard, because I've heard crack is one of the best things
That's
on this earth.
I've heard that as well.
Dave, I have a movie to show you. It's called The Resurrection of Jake the Snake. Strongly urge you to watch it. It'll change your thoughts on all hard drugs,
All right.
as it did mine.
I've seen that movie. It didn't change my mind. I still want some crack. Give
you
me
gotta-
the crack.
you gotta-
I want the crack.
You ended up finishing the movie with a craving for crack.
That's right. Looks awesome.
I literally in college, in health class, it was not health. It was some kind of health-ish class, but they showed us Super Size Me.
Mm-hmm.
But they showed it over the course of a week because it was like a 45-minute class 2 times a week. After the first 45 minutes, I got out of class. I drove directly to McDonald's and got as much food as I could because it just made me want McDonald's 10 times more than I ever had.
Makes it look so good on there.
Yeah. And guess what? And you eat it and it tastes so good.
That guy lied about a lot of that documentary, I believe.
Did he?
It was found later on.
Yeah, well, he's dead now, so.
He is.
Because he started a series where he would do something for 30 days.
Yeah.
Did that come out that he lied about everything? And why? Just do the documentary, and I think it's still interesting if you just report on, hey, nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that doesn't sell as well.
Well, I guess whoever was paying for the movie, too.
Yeah.
Fucking Burger King was. They're like, hey, go get these bastards. Fucking Dave Thomas and Wendy's, producer of the movie. Have you seen this, Ian?
I've seen the documentary, yeah. I didn't know that there was some shenanigans going on behind the scenes of it.
I didn't either.
While the film implies he gained 25 pounds by merely eating at McDonald's, it was discovered that Spurlock was consuming roughly 5,000 calories a day, which is far beyond the typical caloric intake of even a heavy fast food diet. I don't know if that's right, but
Yeah.
I wonder what I'm sure we could look that up, but what 5,000 calories a day of McDonald's looks like.
it's not that much.
And then I'll be embarrassed to be like, well, that's my post-recording meal.
right. Right.
That's not a day.
Yeah.
That is a sitting.
I'd suck a for a Big Mac right about now.
Oh, I love a good censor.
It's little stuff, right?
Nope.
The fart sound made me laugh again last week. I heard it during
It's a good one.
during the playback. I chuckled.
Man, I wish that was just standard on the board, like you had said. That was so funny. All right. Well, there's a story where we were talking about something.
Maury also continued to talk to people around him. He told his coworker that, quote, East St. Louis is a good place to dump things because there's not many police around. And we know at least 4 of his victims were found out in that area. It goes further than that, though, too. That coworker, Butcher, his girlfriend, Julie Croning, was working as a journalism intern at KDNL, a local TV station, in the summer of 2000. She said that Maury approached her and asked her if the station had done a story about sex workers getting killed. He said that he, quote, had friends who knew about bodies being dumped. When talking to her, he used the term serial killer. And Julie pitched this idea to her boss. It ended up going nowhere. Probably because she didn't have a fucking cool name like the other guy came up with.
That's true. It's like, oh, just some guy. Maybe a serial killer. Well, what do we call him? I don't know. Serial killer? Get out.
Yeah, you got to come with the name.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta be
Boring,
prepared.
boring.
Yeah. It's not a pitch if you're not really making an effort. Julie, you have a lot to learn about journalism.
She's probably a dental hygienist now.
Well,
This was
this would have been a little after, probably. Maybe she left because she couldn't control her emotions being around me, and she got into journalism, and then she fucking screwed it all up by not coming up with a good nickname.
Quite an employment arc you've assigned her.
That's all we have left is just the fantasy of the what ifs. What could have been.
It's interesting. He went to her 3 months before the police would go public about there being a serial killer out there. So, yeah, man, early on, he wanted the attention.
Clearly.
There's also a separate incident in 2001 where a woman ran out of Maury's house screaming. Police responded. I couldn't find like a ton of details on it other than that she declined to press charges, and that was the end of it. Police left, and that was it.
Happens often.
On June 7th, 2002, at 7 o'clock in the morning, Detective Sergeant Tim Sachs of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, accompanied by FBI agents and other officers, knocked on the front door of the house on Ford Drive with a federal search warrant. Maury answered the door in his boxer shorts, and a woman was with him. Maury said, quote, 7 o'clock in the morning. Sachs told him, quote, you're right, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're serving a federal search warrant. They asked him, if you know why we're here, and Maury dropped his head and said, quote, yeah, I know why you're here. The upstairs was immaculate. One of the detectives said there wasn't, quote, a speck of dust. The only thing there was, they noticed a calico cat wandering around the living room. But other than that, it was just a perfectly normal house.
Well, as long as it wasn't on the counter, that's fine.
What is a calico cat? What does that mean?
Like the light
coat?
brown and white?
Like the orangey
Orange, I mean. Yeah.
and white and black. Like the mix.
I didn't know if that meant like a hairless cat, one of those weird things. Okay. So it's just a normal cat, just the color. And it was not on the counter, which is very important to note. So it means he's not the worst person in the world.
Bingo.
The woman that was with him said that she had never been down in the basement before. She was a girlfriend. Presented herself as a girlfriend.
Another one of those don't even think about going in that room kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
That should be like the biggest fucking red flag ever.
That door with the padlock on it, you're not allowed in there.
Yeah.
Ever. Okay.
Because like with what we'll get to here in just a second, like even if she was in the basement, it's fine. It's normal. But also like how long were they dating? Because if she was still kind of a newer girlfriend, you're not going to ask like, hey, what's behind this door?
Yeah, that's true.
It's weird though that she had just never been in the basement or said she never had.
It's just every one of these stories when these guys are hiding, there's a room you can't go in.
Yeah.
There's always some nonsense going on behind the door.
If you're ever at someone's house that you're pretty close with and they tell you not to go in a room, you should probably call the police immediately. You should call the police immediately.
You just walk outside and do it right then.
Yeah, just stop what you are doing and go call the police immediately.
This lady is the opposite of Declan. He's only ever been in the basement. He's never been in the upstairs quarters.
That's true.
We don't even record down there anymore.
Yeah,
he's just down there.
He's by himself. Yeah. Man, he was so mad when I told him he's not allowed to come to the live show. He threw a little temper tantrum. I had to take away his bottle of lotion. It didn't stop him by any means, but it makes he's chafing.
I was going to say, he's going to be very chafed.
Yeah. Well, but the problem is he just goes and goes, and now he just uses the blood as lubrication.
Oh, my God.
So
you're going to have to put ointment on his penal wounds
I don't do that.
later.
I don't treat him. I just punish him. Ointment. Yeah, you go rub ointment on his little weenie.
I don't do ointment.
See how that works out.
Downstairs in the basement, like you said, Mike, they didn't really find like the basement itself wasn't anything crazy or anything.
Just like a finished basement living area type thing.
There was a bookshelf lined with VHS tapes, like floor to ceiling, with children's animated movies and home movies, that's a little weird because you don't have any kids, dude. So what are you up to?
That's a lot weird.
Yeah.
Does this get us into a territory where we now have to mock Disney adults?
How can you not mock a Disney adult? I was just reading a story in New York Times
There's
the other
a difference
day.
between Maury and a Disney adult, though.
Is there?
I think so.
You don't know that.
When we said children's animated movies, I'm thinking like, oh, what if you had a bunch of Disney movies? And then I was like, well, people do have that. I'm sure there's the Disney adults have all of that.
Oh, yeah.
What's this article? I want to hear what this article
Well, it's just stating how these Disney adults are ruining Disney for all the kids because they're taking up the character brunches and all this all this stuff you can kind of do. Like people, they line the parade route so the kids can't see and stuff. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you there?
like if you want to be a Disney adult, go to Disney, but you should also remember like this is an experience for the kids and you should maybe be a little more mindful of that. Like don't stand in front of a fucking kid at the parade.
Very strange behavior.
Yeah.
Like I know it's fun for you, but this is like a magical thing for kids, right? Like that's what the whole gimmick is. Like they want to go and experience it all and it'll be something they remember the rest of their lives. All right, well,
Yeah,
I just wanted to put that out in the universe. It's not the same. It's not the same.
When I picture these VHS movies, like I picture Maury having some weird shit, like some random like fucking Veggie Tales shit, or like some weird dollars.
He's not buying those big blocky Disney VHS that we used to have like when we were kids. Do you remember those?
He might have a couple, but they're like used ones that he grabbed from somewhere.
I like to
He's got
think
shady
Bootleg misspell words and stuff.
he definitely has Mighty Ducks 2, D2 on the shelf. I can see that being on there.
But that's it. He doesn't have the first one.
Oh,
Or the third.
that is a red flag. If you own a sequel movie, but you don't own the original,
Yeah.
you again call the police immediately.
I agree with that take.
Not that any of us own movies anymore, right? You just stream everything. But back in the day, like, can you imagine like you got on DVD like Scary Movie 2, but you didn't have one? Like that's just throw your fucking collection away. That's just this is so upsetting to anyone who sees this. It's like buying an encyclopedia set and throwing away one of the letters. Like, P, I don't need you. And then it's just there, but not all of them. Like, what is your life even worth at this point?
What kind of only has the sequel?
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Down in the basement, they found a locked room. And when they opened it, they were hit with a smell that was a mix of death and cleaning chemicals. Maury had tried to cover the smell in the room with deodorizer, but it was too strong. The room was also painted an unusual blue. It had dark carpet and a mattress was on the floor. There's some pictures of it online. It's an odd room for sure. Detective Jana Walters with the St. Charles County Sheriff's Office said, quote, "He painted over it. He killed, blood, paint, killed, blood, paint. This went on for layers and layers."
Oh my God.
Investigators ended up collecting over 1,000 blood samples from that room. At least 6 matched known victims. They ended up finding women's shoes and wigs, a stun gun, tape, rope. He was keeping newspaper clippings about some of the murders. He had chains attached to a wooden support post. And on the computer in the basement, they found drafts of the letter sent to Bill Smith.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Not smart.
Good one. But that letter came from New York, Ian. How can that be?
It's crazy.
This doesn't make any sense.
While the search was happening, agents questioned Maury in his living room. He sat with his cat, picking it up and putting it by his side when it wandered away. He didn't admit to anything or deny anything. He just wanted to know how they found him. And when they told him that it was the map that he'd printed, he got visibly angry and like kind of realized like I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Those damn computers, that electronics.
That's a gut punch when you figure out you fucked yourself for no reason other than to be an asshole, a braggart, if you will.
In all fairness, that day after the orthodontist appointment, I went home and fucked myself. She certainly wasn't going to.
Gotta do what you gotta do, pal.
Police took him downtown for further questioning. At headquarters, Detective Sachs sat across from Maury in the interrogation room. Maury was very restless. He drummed his fingers on the table, slid back and forth in his chair, sometimes pushing to the very edge of his seat and staring into Sachs' face. Super fucking annoying. Sachs told him, quote, "We need you to help us. We need closure for the families of the victims." And at that point, Sachs said that a sneer came across Maury's face when he was talking, like he got enjoyment out of that, or like knowing that he kind of holds the cards.
What a piece that guy is.
Police told him that they knew what was in his basement, but they didn't get into to the specifics at first. But several times as they're going through things, the weight of this, just as it's laid out in front of him, just dropped his head. At one point, Sachs put pictures out on the table, just pictures, asked Maury if he recognized any of the women. Maury said no. But then a few minutes later, Maury asked to look at the pictures again. And this time he referred to them as dead women. And Sachs caught that because no one had ever told Maury that any of these women were dead. They just showed him the pictures.
What are we going to do with you, Maury?
Yeah. You just stepped into it again. You didn't learn. Only word you should say is lawyer.
I was just going to say, Dave, I'm confused. Where is his lawyer during all of this?
That's a great question.
Then, on his own, he offered to lead police to another body in East St. Louis. They put him in the car and headed toward the Poplar Street Bridge on Interstate 64. But halfway across, Maury changed his mind and told them to take him back.
Just want some fresh air.
Yeah. It's very, I want to say manic, but it's like boom, boom, boom. He's hitting it all. Like, we're in the first interrogation. He's already like, all right, I'll take you guys out to look for a body.
Yeah. It's a lot to process. Like, a lot of emotions going through his head.
Maybe it is manic. Like, goddamn, dude. Yeah. You're supposed to do, like, this step is years into the serial killer thing. Like, you're supposed to hold on to this for a long time. Sachs questioned Maury for close to 8 hours. He asked him about girlfriends. Maury said that he had dated. When he was asked about sex workers, Maury said that he had paid for them in the past. He asked Maury if he had been abused as a child. At one point, Sachs brought up the question of whether crimes like this were something a person was born with or something like they had learned. Maury told him that he would never understand. He said that he was born like this. He said he'd been like this since he could remember. The only person Maury showed any real feeling towards during that entire interrogation was his mother. Detective Sachs was the good cop of the interrogation process, right? Like, didn't get angry with Maury when Maury acted like an asshole. When he left, they brought in 2 other investigators to do the bad cop kind of thing, to push him a little more. And 19 minutes into that, Maury asked for a lawyer and the interview stopped. And the last thing that he told them was, quote, "I am not going back to prison." Back in custody, a detective asked Maury if he wanted something to eat or drink. He asked for a soda. When he was done, he tossed the can. The can was collected and swabbed. The DNA from that matched the samples from Yvonne and Brenda.
Oh, sneaky, sneaky policeman.
Yeah. They didn't even have to jerk him off for it.
Nope.
Amazing technology.
They did it the old-fashioned way.
Just grab the can out of the
The old switcheroo on the can.
On the shelf of VHS tapes in the basement, investigators found recordings of what Maury did to women that he brought home. At least one tape showed a murder in progress. The recordings were so disturbing that St. Louis Police Chief Joe Mokwa ordered every detective who watched them to undergo psychological counseling afterwards.
I bet that's horrific.
This is like when now we're getting into the realm of like Leonard Lake and Charles Ng kind of stuff. I believe that was
Luca Magnotta.
Yeah. I think that was similar in that case too. The police officers that had to watch had to do therapy and stuff.
Oh, no thanks.
One tape was labeled Wedding Day. Parts of it showed Maury bringing women home and giving them crack. Some of them he'd have sex with and let them leave, but not all of them. He would have women dance in white clothes or put sunglasses on with the lenses blacked out so they couldn't see. Then he'd restrain them with ropes and handcuffs, put duct tape on their eyes, and drag them into the basement and shackle them to the wooden support post. On one recording, Maury killed 19-year-old Cassandra Walker. She's chained to the post, her hands and legs bound behind her, and Maury wraps a belt around her neck and strangles her. After she's dead on the floor, he speaks to the camera and says, quote, "This is first kill, number 1. First kill was 19 years old. Name, I don't know. I don't give a fuck." There's an Oxygen series or show on him. I believe there's an A&E one as well. But they have clips of that. You can hear it.
Just awful. Can you imagine having to watch that as the investigator?
Yeah.
Mike used to be a kiddie porn investigator, but the problem was he kept taking his work home with him and to let him go.
Jesus.
It's like Russian roulette too, just popping in a VHS and pressing play.
Oh,
You don't know what's on that.
yeah. And from a basement where he had all the kid videos and shit.
There's this,
Just makes it creepy, and you're like, oh, this could be anything.
yeah. And after you see one, then everyone that you put in after, you're like, this is either going to be what it says or something horrifying. Like, what is this going to be now? On other recordings, he taunts women about their kids. He tells one woman who says she's raising a child with help from her parents, quote, "You ain't raising shit. You're over here on your back smoking crack." He asks another, quote, "You want to say something to your kids?" At one point, he forces a woman to repeat, quote, "You are the master. It pleases me to serve you." And when she doesn't say it the way he wants, he shouts, quote, "Say it clearer."
I mean, to be fair, on your back smoking crack's probably a lot more fun than taking care of your kids. World's not a perfect place.
It's also the name of my 4th hip hop album. On My Back Smoking Crack. That came out in 1994, I believe.
First song, That's a Fact, Jack.
So you've listened.
Oh, yeah. It's my favorite.
All right.
Heavy rotation back in my Eclipse.
In your six disc charger.
That's right.
Or change CD changer.
I was going out with a dental hygienist at the time, I think, from Strongsville. She kept talking about all the bitch little boys that she had to deal with.
Man, she was so hot.
Yep, that was her.
Yeah, sounds just like her. Describes her perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, tight little asshole. You should have.
I know. Remember, I stuck my finger in it.
You would have loved.
We've already covered this. Thought I was gonna clip my finger off, like one of those like cigar cutters.
She loved to put her tongue in.
You know what you didn't say there? Me, my mouth. Well, the one that got away, huh?
Yeah, forevermore.
Police Chief Mokwa said about Maury, said, quote, "He had a lot of disdain for prostitution. He had a lot of disdain for women who didn't supervise their children properly and got a lot of self-esteem out of humiliating, degrading, and murdering people." And that's essentially what his motive is. He's very much like Lonnie Franklin with that, where it's like this, and Gary Ridgway had it too, right? This like God complex where you're going to take it upon yourself to rid the world of sex workers.
Moral judgments.
Because women are supposed to be pure, and what's that called? That's called some kind of complex, I believe. Or women have to be,
Madonna.
yeah, like they have to be perfect. And as soon as a woman shows any flaw, you're done with them.
That's kind of boring world, isn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't sound great.
No, it absolutely does not.
Fun at all.
Bunch of sluts out here that know how to fuck.
No, how to fuck.
Police also found a hand-drawn diagram showing plans to expand the basement. He had pictures where he'd drawn 2 cells where he could chain women with air vents sketched in. The supply list included adult diapers. At the time of his arrest, he had already ordered additional handcuffs and leg shackles. Like he was gearing up.
He had plans.
Yeah, he was going to end up being an Ariel Castro or
Yeah, for real. Keeping them long term.
Maury was held at the St. Louis County Jail in Clayton on federal kidnapping charges for the deaths of Betty and Alyssa. Those were the 2 cases that crossed state lines, which gave federal prosecutors jurisdiction. Both charges carried the death penalty, and investigators matched the tire tracks at both dump sites to Maury's 2 vehicles, a 92 Chevy Cavalier and the black Mitsubishi Eclipse. I'm guessing the fancy tires were on the Mitsubishi Eclipse.
You think so?
Probably.
Which one would you say the Bridgestone? What were they called?
Potenza.
Potenza.
Those were definitely on the Eclipse.
Not the Advantage, the Goodrich Advantage ones.
You had a Cavalier, didn't you, Mike?
I was going to say my first car was a 2002 Cavalier.
That's why I got to fuck your hot hygienist, and you did not.
Well, this was way after. This was way after.
That was my second car.
The Cavalier?
Yeah. This is very random. It had a fucking sunroof, but then it didn't have power windows. It was such a random.
Was it a power sunroof, or did you have to like push it?
No, it was a power sunroof. It was
crazy.
a very random car.
And then you're sitting there like, Just cranking the window down.
Yeah. It was a weird car.
Mine had power nothing. It was the most basic. It had a CD player, though.
Nice. Mine had a CD player, yeah.
Yeah, but that was it.
A truck driver hit me on what's the bridge that everybody's super aggressive on? 71. Is it 71 bridge?
The 480 bridge?
Or 480?
Like
Whatever
over,
I had.
over Valley View over there?
Yeah. That's where I had to
480
drive for
bridge.
work all the time.
Yeah.
A fucking truck driver just like ran me off the road.
Really?
Dude, it was fucking crazy.
Lucky you didn't go off the side of the bridge.
I know,
That
dude.
happened to someone
Yeah.
before they put up the barriers.
Right.
Went all the way down to Valley View
Ugh.
to the ground, Pike Canal Road.
That's where a lot of people jumped off, too.
Mm-hmm.
Pull the car over and just jump over.
Fucking totaled my Chevy Cavalier.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, that's not hard to do, right? No. I mean, a pigeon shitting on it from a good height could dent the whole fucking front end of it.
So Maury was placed on suicide watch. The U.S. Marshal Service had specifically warned the jail about a suicide risk for him because of that comment he made about how he was never going back to jail. He was supposed to be checked on every 15 minutes. On the evening of June 10th, 2002, 3 days after his arrest, guards found Maury hanging from his cell. He had torn a strip from his bedsheet and threaded it through the holes of an air vent grill above the toilet. He put a cloth in his mouth and a pillowcase over his head. Then he restrained his own hands behind his back so he wouldn't instinctively try to free himself. Investigators said that he had used the same restraint techniques that he used on himself on his victims.
He knew what he was doing.
He did. The guards had missed 2 consecutive 15-minute checks, so he had 30 minutes to pull all this off.
Just like Epstein that didn't kill himself.
Right?
Probably should be doing your 15-minute checks. It's your job.
It is your job. You're getting paid for it by the good citizens of St. Louis.
This is what I meant earlier. The police did quite an investigation. That dude busted his ass with the maps and getting into all that. They had this guy primed, ready to go, and then you fuck it up. Jail guards. Who needs them?
Polite society, apparently.
He left a note addressed to his mother. It said, quote, "Dear Mom, I'm sorry for the pain this caused you and the family. My death seems to be the only way out and a fast end to all the publicity. You are the best mother a man can have. But I've been sick for a long time, sick in the head since I was about 14. I don't know why. I was just sick. I've never felt normal or happy at any time in my life." And he signed it, "Forever your son, Toby Travis."
Is that his nickname? Toby?
Yeah, it must be.
All right, Maury.
The jail never called Maury's mother to let him know that he killed himself. She found out on the news.
They're just fucking up all kinds of ways.
Yeah. She filed a wrongful death lawsuit over it because she is a victim in this too. So her finding that out on the news, it might not be worth millions of dollars in a lawsuit, but it's still fucked up.
A simple call would have been very appropriate.
The case that she filed went before a federal judge in 2006, but I couldn't find any outcome of that, or nobody's ever been held accountable for any of it, of course. So Maury claimed in his letter to Bill, that's the reporter that he was bragging to.
In the map letter.
Yes. He told him that he had killed 17 women. Police linked him to 12, at least 5 that have never been found. Police Chief Moqua confirmed on primetime, quote, "He claims to have killed 17 women. We're missing 5 of them. But some of them think that 17 is low." Detective Kenneth Dye told Oxygen he believes that there are, quote, "damn sure more than 20, based on how often the killings were happening." The videotape showed women whose bodies were never recovered. But nobody knows who these 5 victims are. Like, I tried to search. I'm like, is there maybe, I don't know, a Reddit thread out there, or like a fucking web sleuth thread about, like, does anybody have an idea of who these 5 people could be? There really wasn't much out there.
I think it's pretty safe to say there's a lot more than 17 probably out there.
Yeah.
Or attributed to this guy.
And that's got to be a haunting thing, too, if you're an investigator watching these tapes and being like, we have a list. That person is not part of this list.
She's not even one of the ones.
Right. Like, I don't know who that is. Backtrack a tiny bit. After his arrest, St. Louis police sent his DNA to Atlanta. In 1994, 6 sex workers had turned up strangled in the city, some with rope marks on their wrists. Maury had been paroled from Farmington on June 14th, 1994, and he knew Atlanta from his time at Morris Brown College. The timing and the pattern of it both fit. I don't know. Again, like it's something
possible.
Yeah, and
It
that
adds
string
up.
of murders is something we could maybe even cover later on as a bonus episode or something. Detective Sachs was asked about Maury's death. He said, quote, "I was devastated. We had a great case. That wouldn't have been a problem, taking this to trial and getting a conviction. But all the information we could have gleaned from him, not only about his crimes, but looking into the mind of what makes people do the things like this. We had a million questions, and he took every answer with him."
And they had already hired Mr. Povich to come in as the honorary spokesperson for the jury. So when he came back, he could go, "You are guilty."
It was a smart play.
We got robbed of that. Robbed of that opportunity.
That would have been must-see TV,
It would have been.
as Maury is known to do.
Absolutely. Nancy Grace would have loved it. She'd have loved it. Oh, Maury. Maury.
Maury's case is used specifically to train cadets at the FBI Academy in Quantico as an example of someone who has no trauma at all in their life and is still capable of doing something like this.
Yeah.
Someone that has for real no warning signs. He even likes cats. He was very comforted by his cat.
I wonder what an FBI profiler would have come up with for him prior to them kind of having all this information, because he doesn't fit the mold.
Yeah.
Well, and he's not white either, which the profile is usually, almost exclusively white guys who are serial killers.
Yeah. Yeah, he really is. He's like he's a blend of all of these guys, and Lonnie Franklin too.
Yeah. Was Lonnie Franklin the guy who did car work and had the garage with like the little book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also a black guy that killed sex workers. And that was his kind of another thing of his was like that.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
He was like the fixer-upper of the neighborhood, right? Like the guy you just brought your car down to.
I mean, some of those dudes that were in on those pictures were a little suspicious.
Yeah, like a lot of them.
Some of the what?
His friends that were like aware of all the pictures and stuff, and they would talk about trading.
I forgot about all that.
Yeah. Like if you guys showed me some pictures like that, I'd be like, I don't know.
It's another walk outside, call the police. Locked door and owning a sequel without owning the original DVD.
Like,
All immediate, call the police.
You got to call it like, dude, there were some like really weird pictures being shown to me.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about this? Not jump in on it. Be like, oh yeah, I have pictures too.
Dude, let's swap. I'll trade you 2 of these for that one.
In 2014, a woman named Katrina McGaw signed a lease at the house that Maury lived in. Her landlord didn't mention the history, right? This is one of those things where you just rent the place and all the furniture comes with it. Like, you're renting whatever it's coming with. So she ate meals at the same dining room table that shows up in the original crime scene photos. She found out the truth when a friend of hers told her to turn on an episode of Cold Case Files, and she recognized it as her own house. She asked to break her lease, but the landlord, who was Maury's mother, refused.
Jesus Christ.
Like, she's even renting out his house.
Oh, man.
St. Louis.
She's like, well, I can't tell you, then you wouldn't rent it.
Right. No one would ever rent this.
Just trying to rent it out and make some money. You should fucking sell the house to Zach Bagans. He'd buy it sight unseen.
That's right.
Missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
In July of 2025, Illinois State Police and a team at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, used forensic genealogy to identify 3 of his victims that didn't have a name: Kelly Johnson, Crystal Lay, and Carol Jean Hemphill. Criminal justice student interns helped with the work. It was like a college thing, you know what I mean? Like a part of
Project.
their One of the graduate students, named Riley Franklin, said, quote, "Every person deserves to be identified and remembered."
I would agree with that.
Very true. I have that tattooed on my ankle.
Nice.
It looks nice too.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully that stuff, that technology gets cheaper and expands more, gives closure, more people.
It's an interesting nature nurture discussion, I guess, with no root cause trauma like you were mentioning earlier.
Like even Charles Ng, he had a little bit, like his dad beat his ass, but it was more of a cultural ass beating. It wasn't like craziness.
Did he, like, there clearly seems to be the mental health issues with this guy. Did he maybe have some kind of past experience that we're not aware of because he didn't talk about it? Like some kind of bad experience with a sex worker that then just like triggered him to be like, well, they're all bad, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Possibly, sure.
I mean, my first time with a sex worker, I blew in 3 seconds. I was pretty humiliated, but luckily she didn't mock me over it. Send me into a rage.
You just got to go on a path.
She said, it's all right, sweetie. Clean it up. I'll take you to Denny's. I said, oh, thanks.
Did you make her dress up as a dental hygienist and put rubber bands on your teeth?
I did not. We've unlocked some new things here tonight because I had forgotten all about dental hygienist hottie. So, I don't know. Might be in my future. Chat GPT, create me a hot dental hygienist who caters exclusively to 10-year-olds.
So it sounds to me like God created this guy the way he was, possibly a little damaged.
He says he was ill since he was 14. But that again goes back to like what happened at 14 that like, is that when you started having these thoughts? Is that when you did something?
As Lady Gaga would say, I'm on the right track, baby. I was born this way.
He was on the wrong track. He was born that way.
It's all about perspective, I guess.
There's definitely something in his past. There has to be something.
It feels like there would be something.
You just don't wake up one day and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start serial killing.
I don't know, man.
Or is that for real what it is?
I think just some people are born bad.
I mean, I agree with that. I just think there's a progression to it.
But then also, 14 is way before these killings started. What happened at 14?
Right. Like, what were you up to?
What were you doing?
Because I remember there was some guy that, I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, that accidentally drowned a friend or like got pretty close to it and was like, oh, wait, that was pretty cool.
Bone breaker guy.
Oh, that guy. Wasn't he the one that would like jump off the steps onto like guys' chests, like knee first?
Yeah.
And like break their bones around their legs and like he got off on like the cracking. That was a tough episode to get through.
Yeah.
I didn't help it with the soundboard. A lot of people are not happy with me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think we probably did some Sid talk in that one from WCW breaking his leg.
There's absolutely no way we didn't talk about
because that's the first thing that comes to my mind now.
I know.
And I can't handle that video, let alone a whole conversation about it.
You know what it would sound like if someone like jumped off the steps and landed on you like that?
Well, maybe. Among other things. Yeah, I don't need to ever talk about Bone Breaker again. What was it? Is that Bone Breaker?
Joe Clark? Was that his name?
Yeah.
I think that's his story.
That's his,
with the drowning the kid. I might be wrong, but that's what came to mind. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, they just, who knows? There could be a host of things, I guess, that triggered this. I don't know. Shitty dude. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting mashup of
a
little bit of BTK with the computer stuff.
Yeah, being a little dumb.
Yeah.
Naive, maybe is the word.
Hey, if I send in this Microsoft map, you won't be able to trace it. No.
Of course
Tons of
not.
people have Microsoft maps.
Yeah, we would never be able to trace that.
Okay.
You said it, Ian. It's very interesting because it's like, why? Where did this come from?
Right. It's even more mysterious than maybe the same level of mysteriousness is like Israel Keys. Israel Keys killed himself, and you don't really know a damn thing about why he did any of what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't have any other final takes on this one.
It is what it is. I'm sure those videotapes were pretty fucking horrific and gnarly, though.
I'm gonna look up those crime scene photos too. I haven't seen that room he had in the basement.
The room's creepy, and I know, like I said, A&E sampled it. Oxygen sampled the videos. I didn't really want to get into the videos too much. I was looking back on the Leonard Lake and Charles Ng one. Part 3 was, we didn't need to do that. That was like...
Is that when we focused on the videos?
Yeah, that was like me wanting to be like, I will put every fact I can find in there.
Yeah, sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else, Ian, I know you said there was 2 documentaries out there. Anything else that we should touch on or people should check out? Or
the only other thing, the Oxygen, there's a good primetime episode about it. But also the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. I use their stuff a lot for the research, so there's a ton more out there.
All right. Good stuff. Dave, what do you got for us on the Patreon?
Thank you to new patrons is Noel Rosa, Jared Garcia, Bonnie Walters, Jen Mueller, Brittany Hagan, Erica Berend, Mar, Kat Johnson, Watson, Fred H. Niehoff, Jeffrey Self, Cold Sauna, Andrew Zvara, Time Al-Jazari, Andrew Clark, Nate Ladner, and Michael's Riblet. Welcome, new patrons.
All those patrons now will have a chance to buy early tickets to the live show.
Presale code will be coming your way.
Ian, what do you got on your end?
On Patreon, we just covered the Mensa murderer, George Trepple. I can't remember how he said his name.
Yeah, smarty pants.
Very smarty pants. Thought he was
smarty pants.
Super smart. But interesting forensic story.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of circumstantial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on there. We recently covered Shawn Michaels.
We did. Hot topic. People have been wanting that one for a while.
Got a blind poll going on. It was A, B, or C. Nobody wanted A.
Mm-mm.
It's now down to a runoff, and it looks like B is probably going to win. 52% to 48%.
God damn, people are split.
Split on B and C.
Interesting. I wonder what could be behind those doors. I guess we'll have to find out.
And then we're going to wrap up at the RPL tier. We're going to wrap up the murder of Megan McDonald, turn those streams into one big episode.
One big finale.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Dave, what's on your end? Anything else?
That's about it, man.
That's it. All right. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod, Amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our merch, and the new and improved Necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.